Today we are going to learn about the food contamination. So food contamination is nothing but it describes the event at which the foreign materials or it may be the substances that can cause the foodborne illnesses and it can enter through the food material. So this was known as, it is called as a food contamination. So the food contamination in the one, it can be sources by, it can be causes by various substances. So the sources in the sense, so the food contamination can oriented from the various sources including the production, during the production processing, storaging and handling and leading to, it may be to leading the health risk for the consumers. The causes in the means, so it may be the contamination may occur due to the inadequate sanitation, so not in the proper cleanliness or improper food handling practices, equipment malfunctionings, or it may be happened by the environmental factors too. Food contaminations they are having the 4 types in here. So first one, the chemical substances, physical one, and biological and cross contaminations. So the contaminant, which one, the substances which can cause the contaminations, so that one is known as a contaminant. So based on the contaminants, whether it may be chemical or physical or biological, so it may be classified under these things. So the chemical contamination mean, for example, it can be from the pesticides or the cleaning agents, additives and other substances, so it may be to cause the risk in the consumer's health one. In physical one, the physical particles like foreign particles like glass, metals or the plastics, so that can be involuntary, they are entered in our food and it will be to leads to the indigestion process or it may risk for the consumers. The third one is a biological contamination. So the biological in the one, basically the pathogens or the microorganisms. So like bacteria or viruses, parasites and fungi. So they can be to multiply they can be multiply under the favorable their conditions. So it will lead to the foodborne illnesses while they are consumed. And cross contamination. Cross contamination in the one, so they are the harmful microorganisms or it may be any sources, so it will be transferred to the one to another one or to the another food or surfaces or utensils, so it may lead to the contaminations spread to the foodborne illnesses. Common contaminants, I already told you the contaminants, so the substances which want to cause the contamination, so known as the contaminants. So the contaminants are here, the common one, the biological things are bacteria, viruses, parasites and toxins one. So the bacteria, we already commonly known as the microbes, in the sense they are bacteria. So the bacterial contaminations in the food, they can be leads to the poisoning and infections too, such as the examples for Salmonella, E. coli and Listeria. So these are the significantly health risk to the consumers. In viruses, this is also, they are an invisible thing, but even though they are to cause the illness like noroviruses and hepatitis B, so they can be infected while we are in the improper handling or exposure to the infected individuals, or highlights the importance of the hygiene measurements. Parasites. So parasites in the one, these are for an example tapeworms or roundworms. So like one, they can be occur in the food. So while in the, especially the meat or some things like that, so they are in the undercooked one or in the raw meat or in the seafoods. So they can be causes to the parasite infections while they are ingested by the consumers. And the toxicants. Toxicants for examples like mycotoxins. Mycotoxins are one, the toxin which is produced by the fungi things, and the pesticides and the heavy metals. So they can contaminate the food through the environmental process. So can be, it may be poisoning or possessing the acute or chronic health risk through the consumption one. Foodborne illness symptoms. So symptoms, while they are contaminant and while they are consuming, so what are the symptoms it may lead? So it will causing the nausea, vomiting, diarrhea and fever. So in that symptoms it may cause to the severe or it may be one. So it is the symptoms for the maybe the food it will lead to the uh, 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 ill-born diseases like one. Prevention measures, okay, the contaminations are happening everything in the one. So how do we have prevent the one? So first one, the proper food handling. So adhering the correct procedures for the storing while they are storing the food items or preparing and the serving food to prevent the contaminations and ensure the food safety too. And the next one, the temperature control. Each and every food products it may having the proper temperature in order to maintain the shelf life too. So the maintaining the appropriate temperature during the food storage and the cooking and reheating to inhibit the growth of the harmful bacteria and the pathogens too. Common one, hygienic practices. So whatever we are handling one, in order to we are handling in the hygiene practices like promoting personal hygiene, sanitation and cleanliness in the food preparations area and minimize the risk of the cross contaminations and foodborne illnesses. Whatever in the one, so the regulations and guidances too, they are the important uh, they are the important instrument upholding the food safety standards and protecting the public health. So the government standards and the oversight by the regulatory bodies and the strict compliance is requires for the foundation for ensuring the integrity and safety of the food for the supply chains. So up to this I conclude my work. Thank you.